What's up? We are back, and I'm here with you now going over the trial version of FL Studios. This is the second video that I'm doing in a series of free to cheap DAWs that are easily accessible. If you want to try this out, it's as easy as going to the FL Studios website and downloading the trial. Took just a few moments to install, and now here we are. So it's been a minute since I used FL Studios. I have a couple people that I work with that use it, and they swear by it. It's their bread and butter, and I keep on hearing great things about the updates that they've been making to the software. I've had a lot of people that started out on Fruity Loops move to other types of DAWs. Propellerhead, who created FL Studio, also does Logic, which is my kind of go-to DAW for everything that I do. But this is great software for cooking stuff up just right on your laptop without needing too much. You can just pop some headphones on and go crazy in FL. A lot of people do a lot of great stuff, and a lot of music that you hear on the radio is created with FL Studios. Despite what you may hear about it being kind of like a cheaper DAW or not that great with recording or whatever, people make it work, and they really kick ass with it. I've seen a lot of people do a lot with it. Meanwhile, I know people that are running Pro Tools and running big studios, and they aren't doing a whole lot of the production stuff. So I would recommend this if you're a beat maker and you're trying to crank out a lot of different types of beats. This is also really great software if you're trying to just play with ideas and create and see what happens. It doesn't take a whole lot to figure out where things are, what things do. And it looks like the file that I just opened up, the startup file, already has samples in it that you can start playing with. So I'm just going to agree to the terms of use here. And continue the trial. So the trial lasts a week, which is cool because I don't actually have it on this laptop that I'm using, but I love to play around with the different types of things that we're doing. So you can see on the arrangement window here how they have things organized. But the cool thing here is that in one screen, you're able to see the mixing window that corresponds with everything that's happening in your arrangement window. You're also able to see your 16-click little beat maker right here, where you can drag and drop different samples that are already within the plugin itself, or samples that you've gotten maybe from Splice or somewhere else. So if you check out the top of this, there's various different tools that you can use. Kind of getting started with the DAW, the first thing you want to try to figure out is, the basics of where everything is. So before you judge the DAW and say, this one's for me or not for me, my advice to you would be getting really familiar with all of the buttons here at the top, because you can do a lot within the software. You can create MIDI, and you can use the MIDI to trigger different samples. And you can also drag and manipulate audio files into the software as well. Even if you didn't record them, like I said, you can go to Splice or anywhere, Looperman, where you can get beats and samples and drag them in to work on pre-existing projects or whatever. It's a great DAW. It really has come quite a long way since when I used it about 10 years ago. So it's nice to get back in here and see what's going on. They have a lot of cool controls. You can see that the MIDI section where you can write the MIDI, it's very user friendly. Like, you can really see how things are going to play out and zoom in a lot if you really need to get extra details going. You can really get up in there. I'm just spreading my fingers on my keyboard or on my mouse pad here to get a closer look at what's happening here. So if we really just kind of hear what Fruity Loops gave us to start out with, we can click right here at the top of the range window, and like most DAWs, if you hit space, the space bar will keep things going here. If you wanna know what I'm here for. Off the bat, you're getting really industry-ready sounds. So let's say you want to go and you want to change anything about anything. Well, you have this mid-bass file, and if you click any of these regions here, a lot like Fruity Loops is actually a lot like Logic, because it's both Propellerhead, that's the company that made the software, and you can go here and manipulate any one of these loops, change the size of any of the of any of the regions here. and you can change the notes. And you can add notes, you can draw different notes in as well. For the sake of leaving this production kind of the way that it is, so that we have a bass line that works with the production that was given to us as a trial, I'm just going to leave those alone. But anywhere that you see MIDI, you're controlling an instrument. And the cool thing about Logic and the cool thing about Fruity Loops is that they make it really easy for you to go in and change all the different sounds that you have to work with. So you can click the MIDI bass and you can go in and alter the actual plugin that it provides you with. There are sounds on Fruity Loops that I've never heard on any other DAW that comes just stock with this plugin, or the plugins that come stock with the DAW. A lot of cool synths that you hear in Bay Area hip hop and different types of trap. But this Citrus plugin, a lot of cool sounds here going on. And you can always check out the presets. If you don't know what to do, all of the DAWs that have all of the VST plugins, they usually have tons of different types of presets, and you can just kind of check them out and see how they sound. Yeah, so the typing is enabled too, so I can trigger these sounds just with my keyboard, which is really helpful. Like if I'm at an airport or something, I don't have time to bust out my whole MIDI controller. This is a really good plugin to just kind of go in, start drawing stuff in. I'm a mouse guy. I like to go in and really click around and make sure that the beats are exactly what I want them to be. But if anyone, if any of these plugins you want to alter, or if you want to change the beats, all you got to do is see the region on here. You can just go in and you can click that region, and then you can see how that region is affected. Some of them doesn't take much. You just put the little MIDI on there, and then that loop is good to go. So that's my basic review. We can get a lot deeper if we have more time. But I would say that if you're going to make beats, just to wrap up, this is a great place to start. And you don't have to spend any money to get started. So go in and give it a shot. Download it for free right now. See you guys next time.